Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to the final episode of Stellaris before the new DLC hits, and then I'm going to do what is most likely a quite short series on it, in which I do a more regular playthrough, although just as heavily edited as the last few full playthroughs, so expect perhaps 3 or 4 episodes in a very small season. Anyway, today, we are going about the hardest difficulty in the game, with the Hive Mind, because I absolutely adore the Hive Mind, and it's one of the empires I have not played in the full playthrough series. So then, what are we? We are the Great Shroom Consciousness. And look at our adorable little eyes and weird noodly arms. I mean, how can anyone dislike us? Now, originally, I was going to go with the Devouring Swarm, which gives you some seriously ridiculous bonuses, but makes everyone hate you. And in the hardest difficulty, when all of the enemies are getting really unfair bonuses, they would just kill me. I do not want to use the Devouring Swarm on the hardest difficulty. I'm sure if you have a good start, the Devouring Swarm is by far the best thing to pick here. But since I'm a little bit cautious, we're not going with it. So we are being a little bit more diplomatic. We will be going with Divided Attention, giving us bonus core sector systems, and One Mind, meaning we do get bonus unity, because I am going with the whole concept of let's see how many planets we can grab and how many minerals we can produce. We are going full economy with this build, because in my opinion, that's what the Hive Mind does best. Now, what makes the Hive Mind special? Well, simply put, your leader is immortal, your populations grow faster, resettling is easier, and you can genetically modify populations to become part of the Hive Mind later on, which is fairly interesting, although sadly you can't become synthetic or psionic, you have to go with the biological route, which is still fun, just in my opinion, the least fun option. Then we have the usual bonuses for being a single mind, less war exhaustion, less pirates, more monthly influence, and more core systems. We're going to be able to spread like a plague. So then, our appearance, of course, is the lovely death cap looking mushroom, which I think looks the best out of pretty much all of the fungal options, except for this one, but I have done this with a recent regular playthrough before, so we're going with the death cap. And that's actually what we're calling ourselves, the death cap. With the naming list for once, I'm going with Hive Mind, because autonomous drones just seem fitting. Now with traits, this is where I'm not sure if I've done the right thing, but it's going to be fun and ridiculous. We are extremely adaptive, giving us plus 20% habitability. We can pretty much colonize any planet which doesn't have a negative modifier or isn't a tomb world. Actually, I think you can still inhabit a tomb world, just not very well. Anyway, pretty much every planet is up for grabs, and that's kind of the concept. We don't like being moved around, we are fleeting, our leaders die fairly quickly, which is really bad, but we can improve that as time goes on, and we are wasteful, so our consumer goods is increasing. Now the thing is, it sounds like that's a really bad idea, since I want a huge population, but the drones cost very, very little to keep around. I think they cost as much as slaves from other empires. That's how little they cost, so that plus 15% is pretty much non-existent. It's very, very low. Now, we do have rapid breeders, meaning our shrooms very quickly completely infest a planet. So as soon as we are on a planet, we instantly take it over completely. Now, the reason why I went with fleeting rather than the rest is because, honestly, slow learners just seems really harsh, especially in the early game, which is going to be the most difficult for us. Quarrelsome seems really bad for Unity. Weak seems really bad because I want those minerals. And repugnant, one of those words I always say weirdly. I don't want other people hating us, so I just can't, in all good conscience, pick that. So we have gone with some pretty weird choices here. I am tempted to remove extremely adaptive and then just have regular adaptive, and then remove fleeting and wasteful. But I think this will be the most fun, and that's what we're sticking with. We are from Spore Mound, and we orbit Shroom Star. The city appearance is Fungaloid. Our advisor, of course, is Hive Mind.
What is a single voice compared to a magnificent chorus?
Advisor. I'm saying everything weirdly.
An island of warmth and harmony in a sea of discord. How cold and lonely it must be to face the darkness of space alone.
Ended up speaking over that then, because I thought it was the shorter speech, and then it was the much, much longer one. So, Advisor. That's the Hive Mind, of course. Empire name is the Great Shroom Consciousness. This is one of the older ones, so I need to change. Our flag with a slightly changed colour and just representing all the planets we're going to be owning. Our ship appearance is fungoid. And our ruler is Doom Shroom, because I just couldn't help myself. Now with the room, currently it's quite a pretty one. I'm thinking, actually no, let's just stick with that, all the overgrowth and stuff. It looks pretty and nice, and we're not inherently evil, although I really do think that domination victory will be our only true option with this. So we're not going to be nice, we're going to be greedy, just not outwardly cruel. So with that, let's reset to default very quickly. Maximum difficulty, we're sticking with the usual with those two. Advanced starts on off, and crisis strength we're going to bump up to 1.5. Okay, with that, let's begin. And here we begin, close to the galactic center in the southwest. So then, let's begin. Okay, so science vessel, let's go. I don't think I'm going to go super heavy into science vessels like I have before, but I definitely do want quite a few of them. Now, one thing I'm interested in is with Unity, yes, we do have adaptability, which means our farms will eventually give us minerals if we go down this route. So what I'm thinking about doing is, for once, not starting with Discovery, even though that is definitely one of the better options. I'm thinking expansion. So straight away, maximum expansion, adaptability, and the replacement for Harmony, which will give us the Hive Synapse, which simply gives a plus 5% modifier to all resources gathered on a planet, in addition to giving us Unity and giving us energy. Oh, now I've said that, I'm tempted to go with this first. Maybe 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. Expansion is just so good, though. It makes expanding, obviously, really easy. Who would have thought? I don't know just yet. Let's get the extra energy. Let's grab ourselves some Unity. Now, one thing which makes the Hive Mind unique, well, there's multiple things, but one of the things is that when it comes to some of the edicts, rather than costing energy, they will cost you food. And I believe it's the ones which are given here, the additional edicts, the campaigns. So what you need to do is straight away get your food stockpiling to either balanced or large, so that you can afford them. They cost 500 each. Food is a pretty big part of this empire. I should also explain then one more thing which makes the Hive Mind unique. There are plenty of them, but some of them are far more important than the others. So, when it comes to your populations, similar to robots, you do not have happiness. All of your citizens are simply drones, which means they cost almost nothing, with only 0.5 consumer goods cost, which is really, really low, but also they will never join a faction, they will never rebel against you, they are just essentially machines. Just organic machines. They are all part of a greater whole. Now, I am so tempted to go with this first. It also gives you bonus units, bonus influence. You know what? I am thinking this first. Okay, so this expansion, adaptability, prosperity, or maybe supremacy. We'll see what happens. Our precursors are the Cybrex, so what's special about that? Well, it means rather than having a homeworld which will give us just a really powerful system with loads of resources, we get a ruined ring world. Well then, we're definitely going for Master Builders, Galactic Wonders, and Voidborn. Honestly, that was my idea anyway, but now that's just really reinforced it. Voidborn plus Master Builders is amazing. Not only are you building the habitats faster, they have 3 additional tiles, and then you also build the ring worlds faster. We're going to be building loads of stuff. Now, the one problem with Hive Mind is that influence isn't fantastic, because there's not that many ways to increase it, because you don't have things like factions and such. You do have an additional influence to begin with, which is nice, but that only is a good bonus early on. That's why I think we really do need to go into this as soon as possible. Just getting that influence straight away will be so helpful. Now, to clear up something I said earlier, the consumer goods cost is actually 0.43. It just uses 0.5 units of consumer goods. It's a weird way of doing that, but still. So with wasteful, that is 0.43. So very, very little. 2 of these don't even cost 1 mineral. So that's absolutely fine. That's with the modifier. Minerals, beautiful minerals. Okay, you go and deal with that, even though it's going to take a very long time. And there we go, the Hive Synapse. Boosting the signal of our Hive Mind makes our drones more efficient workers. All will be one. The cloning vats mass-produce the more frequently consumed organs like hearts and lungs, increasing the usable lifespan of high-priority drones. I do sort of love the hive mind and the whole idea behind them. So we are sending out our first colony. We are focusing on getting the colonies up and running as soon as possible. It will hurt us a little bit in the very, very short term, but I definitely think it's worth it. Okay, you grab both of those, that's fine and well and good. We have the hive synapse now up and running, which is beautiful, and there's some more minerals, and more minerals for the future. We are not going to be very far ahead when it comes to science. In fact, we're going to be very far behind. But hopefully, we can afford a lot of stuff. I would rather have the influence, I'm afraid, there, buddy. The birth of space piracy. So, what's happened is, a group of drones, through a freak mutation, have managed to sever themselves somewhat from the hive mind. But not completely. They will still die if they get too far away from us. From me. And that's the lore behind pirates when you're a hive mind. Glorious. Okay, well, that's going to kill itself against the station, so... let's go in now. Hopefully we can just avoid them. They're basically dead anyway. Go and deal with that, please, and that'll give us some minerals and some energy, which is very, very good indeed. You can go over here. You can go over here. When possible. And yeah, we definitely need more science vessels. I think at this point that's pretty much guaranteed. Really? So, we are starting next to fanatical purifiers on the hardest difficulty, in which they have the best start imaginable. We need to build a bastion right now. All money is now going into building bastion right there. Building a bastion, not the character from a certain game. Although Space Bastion would be cool as well. I've got to say, this is one of the best things purifiers can say. Our report suggests that you have developed translators to understand alien languages. We haven't. So they don't understand a word you're saying, basically, and that's just... it explains them so well. Interstellar Dominion. We really need to speed up how fast we're expanding. I'm now making yet another scientist. We already have 2 construction vessels, and I'm now going to start ignoring any of the longer anomalies. I thought we'd maybe have some space to begin with, but since we don't, we really need to pick up the pace. One really good thing with the Hive Synapse is that unlike the Paradise Dome, you can instantly build it on a new colony. The Paradise Dome, you have to upgrade the main building at least once. With this one, straight away, you're upgrading everything. We've got a little bit lucky, though, in terms of how the hyperlanes have panned out. So far, there's no clear way for these guys to get through here unless they go through the Bastion. Now, the Bastion won't be strong enough on its own, but if we station our fleet there, and we upgrade our fleet fairly soon, maybe we can hold off, like, 1 attack? Maybe? Time loop. Okay, feel free to read this if you like. This is the event which releases those little evil geckos, the purifiers. That's what happens if you open up the shield. So, repair the shield. Eventually, they just die. But I don't particularly want a second fanatic purifier group right next to us. You know, something about that just seems painful. Mostly. Mostly just painful. Now this event I like, the Ruined World. So, I have seen this event before in one of my playthroughs, I can't remember which, but essentially there's going to be a load of tomb worlds all in this section. After researching it, you eventually realise it has a set of pre-sapient life forms on them. I believe the mouse portrait. Anyway, it's really cool, and for some reason this artwork always makes me think of Wally. Anyway, curious. And the tomb worlds are really good. So what habitability will we have with the tomb worlds?
Our special project is complete.
Shield restored. Excellent. And that'll give us some science once we get there, which is good since our planets aren't being used for science at all.
Our construction is complete.
Can you please survey that first? That would be grand. No, this one first. Thank you. Oh, hello. A 23 Gaia world, which... I am really suspicious about. Finding such a perfect planet just out in the open for no reason makes me think that perhaps the spiritualist fallen empire is nearby, and that's going to be a holy world. Which means I can't inhabit it, otherwise there's going to be a fallen empire basically killing me. Just utterly destroying me, turning me into some form of fungus salad. It's not going to be pleasant. Oh, it's this world. It is phase shifted. So this planet is changing from a shrouded world back to a Gaia world, back to a shrouded world, back to a Gaia world, back to a shroud. You get the idea. It's there, then it's not, then it's there, then it's not. And I believe there's a very lengthy bit of science you need to do to turn it back into a regular Gaia world, but we need this world. It's got 12... Wow, a 12 science tile. That is physic-tastic. So I've decided to do a little bit more science than I originally planned. The reason is we are just falling that far behind. Some of the quality of life stuff isn't being researched, and that is making my life so much more difficult. Also, we're gaining so many minerals this early on, but at the same time, we are spending so many. Ooh.
We have surveyed the system.
Thank you, geckos, for staying in your little bubble. Habitability increase, that'd be great. So, the thing is, with habitability, on the upside, we don't get a minus to happiness for being on a planet we're not completely habitable with. The problem is, it still gives you the negative resource modifier, so we still want as close to 100% habitability as possible. Even though I think by default, at the moment, we can inhabit pretty much any world, excluding things with the minus habitability. Now, I think I could inhabit this anyway. It's under 20% when you're simply not allowed to inhabit it at all. And since this one's giving bonus engineering, I think I will take this planet anyhow. Here it is, the phased planet. So, is there no research to bring it back? Oh, we just found the ruined capital. These are some more of the fallen sections, the ruinous core and lost encampment. As you can see, lots of decent-sized planets, but they are all, well, not exactly very inhabitable at the moment. So, is there anything we can do with this? Is there any science we can do to bring this into a regular world, or is it going to stay as phase shifting? I know eventually you can bring it back, but I'm not sure how to activate that event. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Also, we're currently stacking up minerals, which is something I do not want to do, so let's spend. Having minerals stockpiled is not worth it at the moment. We need to try and get, well, we just need to outpace our neighbours as fast as we can. For some reason, they're not claiming this system. If they do that, then they're going to go from unfriendly to hostile, and that's when they are likely to go to war with us. I don't know why they're not doing that. I'm not unhappy that this is the case, but I'm not sure why not. So this is what the planet looks like when it is veiled. That looks terrifying. It is unknown what might happen to any settlers on its surface when such a shift occurs. We see I'm curious now, so I'm going to build a colony ship and send it over, so as soon as it goes back to being Gaia, I'm going to try and inhabit it and see just what happens. Definitely want the better capital. Now, I really also want a load more star bases, but for now, that's fantastic. We need anchorages, and we need some more trade stations as soon as possible. Okay, now that the Veil is within our borders, so that's what causes it to occur. We should investigate the possibility of stabilizing the planet's state of dimensional flux. If we wish to inhabit the Gaia world, okay, we definitely want this, so let's do that. So we just need a scientist of level 4 or higher. Do we have level 4 scientists currently available at all? We do, all the way over there. Aha, there's one here as well. Good, good, good. Go and do that. You then just focus on getting me some more energy. Not that we really need that, but still. Energy and minerals. Everything. Give me everything. A rare genetic mutation present in a small number of drones has allowed them to partially sever their connection to the hive mind without being rendered completely comatose, as these rogue drones would likely perish if they ventured too far away from the hive mind's influence. They have established a lair in the system near our borders. Okay, so there is the lore to do with the whole raider thing. Ooh. They can't possibly get through this bastion, but they're in the way of these guys. I might not kill them, because I don't know if the enemy AI will bother to try and clear out those particular pirates. or if it'll just treat it as a no-man zone. I really don't know. Let's save up a bit. I want to get this Gaia world as soon as possible, so you are going over there and just waiting. There we are. This is now a Gaia world, and isn't it truly, truly magnificent? Okay, so you're going there right now, because that will be a truly fantastic world. So what I will most likely do is turn this world into our capital, eventually. Lathrix, are you really going to colonize these really terrible tomb worlds? Yes. Yes, I am. Every last one of them. And there are loads. We are definitely going for domination victory. Every single planet will be under our command. Oh, also we found some marauders, so that's always fun, isn't it? Speak then, outsider. Our warriors are listening. Since I didn't mention it earlier, we are indeed going down expansion as our secondary and then adaptability. I'm not sure if this was best to go with for the first option. Maybe expansion was better. But that extra influence is just so good, and it's been so useful. We're actually catching up in terms of how much space we have. For some reason, they've sort of just stopped. I don't quite know what's going on with them. They just gave up. They're at war. That's why they've stopped. They're at war with someone else. That's why they're not fighting us. There must be someone right here. Thank you, other empire. Know that you die for a good cause. Us. Well, it's happened. So, with that, let's start building ourselves some more corvettes, because we just need some kind of protection here, just something to dissuade them from fighting us. They won't attack us while they're still at war. I've never seen the AI do that before. I mean, maybe it does on the highest difficulty, not played it on the highest difficulty, but still. We need to prepare. They will be attacking us soon. I'm tempted to have two bastions, one after the other, although they can just get around, so never mind, just focus on the bastion and a decent fleet. I'm sending out a colony ship for every single one of these. Now, we are researching an anomaly, which I believe is what is going to find those little rat people. The problem is we're a hive mind. Normally, I believe you can do things with the rat people, since I think they're psychic or something. We're just going to eat them. If we were further along with our science, we could perhaps turn them into hive-minded people as well, but I don't believe they keep all their bonuses. In fact, what I might do is leave one of the planets alone until we are more technical, and then take it. But then the rest can just be... I really forgot just how much being a hive mind hurts your opinion with other non-hive mind empires. Minus 30. That is brutal. So even the fanatic xenophiles are not a huge fan of us. I'm going to have to bribe them. We have found the artists, which is really good because we want to be friendly with them as soon as possible. In fact, we're going to grab an art piece straight away. Our Unity is difficult at the moment because of how many planets we have, but each of them at least, at minimum, has the Hive Synapse, the Heritage Site, and the Gene Clinic, all giving Unity from each planet. So the modifier isn't too bad for each planet we have, but having a couple of extra Unity tiles would be really, really helpful. So let's begin by plonking one down right there. Fallen Outpost is now ours. Ugh, minus 18.7% resource gathering from this planet. Was it worth inhabiting? Yeah, because that's our theme. We infest everything. So what we need to do is remove these junk heaps. Now, I wish there was a way to just remove all of them at once rather than manually doing this, but at least it's a one-off type of thing since these are special planets. So far, we haven't found the rat people. The anomaly, which was here, wasn't anything to do with that, which was really, really weird. Eventually, we're going to find them. One day. Now, here's the thing. If I accidentally set a colony on every single planet, because if I have, there's a bit of a problem. We have. That's a bit of a problem, because at the moment we don't have the science to turn them into part of the hive mind, and it would be very cool to have psychers in our hive minds. So, let's see, where are you going? Which planet? To the decayed hub, which one? The bigger ones? Okay, I'm going to intercept the colony ship, which is going to the crumbling borough. There we are. Or burrow. And you are going to just chill here until we find a new planet to colonize, which will be over there. So you can move over there, and as soon as you grab that planet, we will colonize it. We are now at maximum colonized systems, which means soon what we're going to have to do is make our first sector. Already. That's just mad. I am so tempted to just use this. It's weird having so many anomalies go off and me thinking, yeah, I like the reward, but I really need more influence. Fine, I can't remember which one. Oh, it's you! Oh, caretaker, you lovely fella. That sounds like a great idea. We'd love to have you, even if you did maybe, perhaps, possibly, maybe, get your last charge killed. I mean, you say it wasn't your fault and it was just because of time, so I will believe you. And that also makes, like, the best general ever. And by general, I meant to say governor. Lovely, because mostly you are immortal, which is really nice. So I will make you our brand new governor, and I'm going to fire our old one, I'm afraid. Even though we have a decent economy, plus 120 minerals consistently, I'm still finding myself consistently mineral starved because of how much we're upgrading and just how fast these fellows are breeding. Yeah, almost 2 points per month for the growing pop. That is really, really high for a regular organic population. Of course, the reason for this is because we're a hive mind, so here's some increased speed anyway. But then, on top of that, of course, we are rapid breeders, so it's good. The planets are very quickly coming online, but I just can't afford to do anything else. We're just about expanding. Even the influence is now starting to pile up. Ooh. The fortress is over here. Okay, I haven't seen that in ages. We might go for that later. Also, I really think we should have gone with expansion first, just for that. The effect of increased tradition cost caused by number of colonies is reduced by 20%. Do you know how powerful that is when you have this many planets? The geckos have passed away. So, since I didn't really read the lore of this earlier, the basic concept is that the reptiles in there are stuck in a time loop, and the time loop is fast-forwarded, so they're going throughout their entire life incredibly quickly, and then it resets and allows the simulation to go again. But of course, they are actually there, and if you free them, well, they're not very friendly. And the whole point is, they will be freed eventually if they simply act peacefully. And they never do. So eventually they just pass away. So this can be destroyed, because it is currently costing us energy for absolutely nothing. And my stamina came back there because that was weird to say. So yeah, shame on them. And of course, if you do free them, what happens is they turn into a brand new fanatic pacifist empire of adorable geckos. We found the nuke. We have found a nuke. Okay, let's turn that off as soon as possible, please. Let's not allow our planet to go boom. It's already a tomb world. We don't need it to be worse. Well, it worked. That's good. Now, here's a problem. We're about to start starving. The good thing is, once we're starving, it doesn't actually kill your populations. It just stops them from growing, and it makes them unhappy. That doesn't matter with a hive mind. Only the growth is a problem. So all I need to do is start moving more of our populations onto food tiles and making some farms. I'm also upgrading to level 2 farm anyway, so that should be absolutely fine. On top of all this, I am now going into pure biolabs. Let's get some nice society research going. Lovely, all the minerals we're going to need to upgrade everything. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Also, we're about to finish off the expansion tradition tree, which means I'll get +2 to our core system, so no need to rush and make a sector just yet, and I'm actually very, very tempted to get Imperial Prerogative. Although sectors will give you a large chunk of their resource, they won't give you 100%, and since we're so focused on economy, it's a weird choice again, but I think it might be worth it. It's one of the few times I will pick this. Though I think I may have picked it in the last run, it's still a rare pick for me. How did I skip that? These guys up here are guaranteeing our independence. So for those who don't know, I have never had another empire do that for us. You are protective. This empire believes that we are weak, and oh, that's probably why I've never seen it before then, because I know playing such a hard difficulty, such a hard start. This empire believes that we are weak and need their protection. So yeah, how guaranteeing independence works is it's very similar to a defensive pact, except for it's only one way. So if they get attacked, we don't need to defend them. But if someone attacks us, they will go to war with whoever's attacking us. When did that happen? Oh, I like you. You're my besties. We could even be their vassal. I'm not going to do that because that will stop us from expanding, but still. What nice fellows. That may be why you haven't attacked us. Well, that, and I've been really bulking up our bastion. Not that it's particularly strong, but still. Interesting. Oh, nope, they have just declared war on us. We were just saying, maybe that's why they're not attacking us. Nope, they are now attacking us. Oh, I really hope their forces aren't stronger than maybe 10,000, 20,000. I don't know how this is going to go. Either way, all money is now going on the fleet, obviously. The occasional upgrade, but we've stopped expanding, stopped colonizing new worlds. We just need to focus on that now. Although I will do one quick check. Did I clear all the debris? No, I didn't. I forgot about this one. Demolish. 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 Remove. Break. Pancake. Waffles. Hello, yes, I would love a Ministry of Culture. Thank you very much, because that is free of charge, except for energy, and obviously energy isn't too much of a big deal. Where's the Gaia world? I'll place it here.
Our construction is complete.
Oh, look at all the things which need upgrading! Normally that's where all my money goes, all 129 minerals per month. But for now, military. The enemy swarm has appeared. Thankfully, they're sending just one section of their fleet. If they're overwhelming, this is not the whole thing. Oh, why are we sensing them? Where are they? There's a second fleet here? Where? Oh, there. That's bad. Come on, station. Do your job. Wonder how far ahead they are in terms of their military tech. They are not as far ahead as I imagined, actually. That's good for us, at least. Still, this is not going to stand more than one true assault because all these defense structures are being knocked out. Well, we held off against one attack. That's good. Rebuild the defense platforms. Haha! There we are. Our allies are attacking from the north. Glorious. Now here's something I've just noticed. I thought when we were at war with fanatic purifiers, you instantly grab what you take. Oh, that has a planet on. That's why I wasn't paying attention. That's good. Apparently them throwing everything into this bastion, quite stupidly, has weakened them enough that our allies are taking some of their land. Oh. Oh no. Abandoned terraforming project. Oh, that is so risky. So, for those who don't know what this is both awful and glorious at the same time. If it works, there's two things it can do. It can either convert the world into another basic planet type, huzzah, or it can turn it into a Gaia world. Obviously, very, very good. In fact, it seems really likely for that to happen. I think of like the 10 times I've had this happen, maybe 7 times I've got Gaia. Perhaps I'm just really lucky with that, I don't know. But it can also turn the world into an uninhabitable world, causing you to lose the colony. I'll wait until after all this is done. I'm not doing that now. Now going into the adaptability tree. I still think the discovery is probably the best option, but this is just a more fun one for me. We're definitely going with more fun options here. To be fair, that's how I normally play the game anyway. Okay.
We have surveyed the system.
I'm hoping I'll see the enemies elsewhere, because we could potentially get some of their systems. Which would be ridiculous. We've just got a little bit of extra influence from the artists, and with that, I'm going to spend it on production targets. And I'm also going to grab drone campaign. Let's get all of our planets completely populated.
Our construction is complete.
Well, our allies are now at war on 2 fronts. That's not good at all. Who's going to stay there or attack us? Stay there. Well, it's a smart thing to do. Now increasing habitability by 10% to all planets. That should hopefully give us a little bit more in terms of resources. Yep, a slightly less negative now in all the Tomb Worlds. How did you get there? Should we attack forwards then? I mean, you're going to win, right? No, you're going to lose. I didn't read that correctly. I thought that you had the stronger force there. No, no you don't. Yes, we'd like to donate. Thank you for the influence. Anyway. Lovely.
We sense a hostile swarm. Our construction is complete. We sense a hostile swarm.
That's it. Just keep on throwing your stuff away at our station. That's fine.
The others speak.
Well, we don't have good enough sensors to actually tell what's in the system, but I'm going to try and take it. We can now do status quo. Why not try to get something else? Because even if we fail now, all that's going to happen is we're going to force status quo and we get nothing. We might be able to defeat this station, maybe. Probably not, though. Let's give it a shot. Just be on the lookout for enemies. No, no, this is not going well. Okay, I give up. Status quo, that's fine. We lost nothing. Now return home. Ooh. That's good. More things are allying with our allies. And they seem to be doing really badly over here. Darn it, I once again thought they were the other group. Stop being mean to our allies. Back to spending money on our planets. Much, much better. Okay, so food tiles on this planet I will convert into science labs purely for that bonus engineering. Everything else will stay as it is. Let's put down a farm because eventually that will also be able to grab the minerals. You, I'm waiting until I get the science to actually use that resource, which will be lovely. Everything else, I'm just going to spend lots and lots of money on. One of those for you. You can move there. I'm going to give you this. We need our forces down here very soon. I want both of these planets. 2 huge planets here in this system. Then we have a primitive civilization, which is a Gaia planet. Sadly, though, only a size 9, so I'll just be leaving that as it is. Over here, we have another civilization, which we're definitely going to invade because it's a size 20 planet. And we have 2 sets of living metal. Okay, our expansion's going well again. Even more glad that I've taken over the Tomb Worlds. 5% unity per different type of planet inhabited. And of course, Tomb Worlds count as that. So how much are we getting? We can get a maximum of 30%, and we have the full 30% increase. That's not bad at all. We are guaranteeing their independence. No, we're not. Is that a bit of a bug there? Because it's saying we are guaranteeing their independence. That can't possibly be true. Because if it was, we would currently be at war. Which we're not. That's just very odd. We just simply have a non-aggression pact. We have recently found some traders, so what I would like is more minerals, and I will happily trade 100 energy for it. Let's speed up how fast we're upgrading everything. We have now finished off the adaptability tree, meaning we get 1 mineral per farm. This doesn't sound that good, but it is actually fantastic, because it means if we put a farm on a mineral and food tile, we get both the food tile and the mineral tiles bonus, which is really, really nice. On top of that, we just have lots of farms, so here's some extra minerals for free, which is always very pleasant. So what do we grab next? I'm actually somewhat tempted by Grasp the Void. The amount of extra naval capacity that could give would be amazing. The same goes for galactic force projection. Both are really, really helpful. But what I'm actually going to do is save up until we have this, until we have gene tailoring, and then we're going to grab engineered evolution. Wait. I was going to say, yeah, Hive Mind is incapable of starting down the path of synthetic evolution. I was going to say, that's really weird. Why is this even here? It's kind of mean. It's just here to show you, oh look, here are things you aren't allowed. Thanks, game. You meanie. Well, here's something I've not seen before. So, this planet has a plus 50% unity output. But it's miles away. Why couldn't that be like here? We really need to go a little bit into science. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to that. Did someone call for science? Greetings, Star Traveller. I hear you wanted some science. Look at my weird mouth and floppy ears. Okay, Mr. Floppy Ears, where are you? I don't know why that voice came into my head then, but it did. Very loudly and aggressively. Thank you. Not going to help much right now. It looks like our science isn't too bad, but then you remember we have 15 planets. And this many systems. We like minerals. Welcome aboard, Admiral. Oh, you're one of those fellows, and obviously, yeah, you're going to take precedence over our drone. Sorry, drone. Nope, didn't mean to. Drone, I meant to fire you then. Sorry, drone. Finally, we can build these lovely mega power plants. Look at them, their energy and fungal natures. As per usual, most of our money is going on our planets, although our fleet is weak, but stronger than it was, but still very weak. It's just our ships are so weak, we have no tech. I'm starting to think this is a terrible mistake, but just look at how much money we're making. And soon we can trade food as well, because food is really good for trading with empires, especially if it's food per month. I don't know why, but empires really love their grub. Do we go into discovery? That 10% research isn't particularly much, considering how little we're getting, but it's still something, which is nice. Our leaders level up faster. I mean, it's good. It is. But supremacy, we get more star bases, which means more energy and more naval capacity. We get more firepower, which is more firepower, which is more fire. Okay, we're going straight into it. You know what? Supremacy. Oh, but prosperity is so much money. No, supremacy. Who needs science when you have money? That's going to protect us when things try to kill us. We're going to throw money at them.
Construction is complete.
Ooh, the home system has been found. Lovely. Finally. Where is it? Hello? There? How do I even... Game? Seriously? This is where you're going to put that? That is so far away, and it's in such an inconvenient position. Thanks, game. Xenophages? What are you... What is that negative? I have never seen that before. Is that because we're a hive mind? No, because hive mind is separate. Is it because we are eating people? It could be because we're eating people. Do you not like it when we eat people? Is that the problem here? Or is it because you're a fanatic militarist? Is that a problem? I don't... And by militarist I meant say materialist. I don't know, but nobody likes us. Why do you care about primitives? It feels like it's been so long since I conquered worlds. By conquered, I meant to say colonized. Now I feel normal again. We're getting a lot of influence at the moment, which is really nice. I can't actually spend it all, which is beautiful. In fact, so beautiful. Production targets. Oh, look at all that money. Now, the fleets aren't particularly strong, but we have quite a few ships, so... And we're still earning that much money, so that's pretty nice. It's just the ships we have are just terrible. They're just junk. Ooh. Did you win your fight? You kind of lost your fight. Are you still fighting? No, you're not. That was... I should have paid more attention. What? What? It wasn't like that before, right? No, of course it wasn't. That's just weird. You've got lost a little bit there, then gained all this, and then there's just this here. Belonging to our old allies, which now hate us, by the way. Yeah. So that's always good. Tempted to make a bastion right here. We are currently upgrading our bastions, which cost an absolute fortune, but it will make them fairly powerful. For a second then I was about to be like, oh, maybe we're the first ones to have this level of station. No. No. Everyone else has them. Are you saying you might like us? Because that would be a nice change. Why are you receptive? You hate us! Again, xenophages, what is this? Is this because I'm eating people? I don't know what this is. Explain to me why you loathe me so. Ooh, look, I'm not last anymore. Well, that's nice, isn't it? Would you like to trade? I like money, you see. So, would you like some monthly food? Wow, no you wouldn't. Well, that was pretty much my whole thing done. Research agreement? Oh yeah, that's good for us. In fact, it'd be great for us, so would you accept a bribe? Of energy? Less years? Maybe there? Okay. Yes? Good. Wow, yeah, they are getting a much worse deal than we are. We just got gene modification points, which means now we can have us accidentally zooming in. We can already have Voidborn? Oh, we can totally afford that as well because we're so rich. No, later. Later. For now, I want engineered evolution. Excellent. Which means, species, can we turn you into us now? No, we can't yet do assimilation. We need evolutionary mastery, the final version for that. Okay. Death cap, me lovely fellas. First of all, I like money. Whoa, we could give you industrious. Industrious and strong. Wow, a plus 20% mineral production from our people. IW? Mineral cap. Mineral caps. Mineral cap. Yes, this is going to take forever, isn't it? It's taking almost 90 months. But it's going to be worth it. That's going to be a ridiculous increase to our income, but Lord, that's taking a while. Finally, I can make you our rivals because you're no longer overwhelming. You're simply superior in every aspect. Nice. See? These guys get the worth of monthly transfers of food. I think the reason is, if they have food above 0, it means they can build better buildings on their planets, which aren't food-related. So I will grab that. Wow, you will actually do a research agreement one way for food. That's phenomenal. How little food do we have to give, though? Let's see if we can do this with multiple empires. That's astonishing. That is actually astonishing. For 9 food per month, you'll give us a research agreement. Ah, sadly you won't trade minerals. Or energy. You apparently don't have either to spare, but still, that's fantastic. Yes, deal. Go.
Our construction is complete.
This will also begin to build up trust. Oh no, we already are. Why is our trust... Oh, because we still had the non-agreement, the non-aggression pact. Even after you started hating us, you kept that, which meant that the trust grew until eventually we're friendly. Nice. Anyone else want to be friends? I'll bribe you first, then I'll pay you in food. Gaia world. Just first we have to deal with these little crystal things. Maybe attack them? I hear that's good. Thank you. And they're dead.
Technology conceived.
So will you be. Not going to try and take the big boss though, because, well, I'm still scared of everyone, and I don't want to lose my mega fleet. Oh, I want this so much, but this will take forever. Fine, the boring one. You know, just a passive population resource plus 10%. Nothing major. We were victorious, but here comes their fleet. Can we run away? Is there any chance you could get away?
Our hive is under attack.
Yes, Hive! Distract them! Nope. Okay, turn around. Aid your friends.
Our construction is complete.
They are so strong. They really are. Okay, grab that back and then just go and chill at the Bastion again.
Our construction is complete.
There we are. We now have the research, which means we can go ahead straight into Ascension perks and grab Evolutionary Mastery. Excellent. Now, we won't instantly edit our species, even though we can, because eventually we'll be able to get a bit of research, this one here, which will allow us to have advanced traits. So rather than having to redo them twice, we may as well just redo them once, and this will make our populations incredibly powerful. Remember these fellows who we've been eating for like a very long time? We are now assimilating them. They will be part of our collective. So it was eating the primitives which was causing that -100. Yep, none of them have the -100 anymore. Okay. We're learning things. We're learning them. Slowly. So the central nexus is here. In the Fallen Empire territory. That's interesting. Oh, look at all that lovely unity we just got on research. That's going to speed up everything. Are you the Cybrex? I'm just confused. Do you accept trade? Not oh, no, you do like energy. That's good, because we really need more minerals. Like always, so... That seems good. I'm assuming they'll never accept a research agreement. No, of course they won't, because they are a fallen empire after all. They are now part of the hive mind. I think I'll just leave them as they are. Turns out earlier I was looking at the wrong system, so this is not within their territory. It's actually to the side. It's just hard to see from the regular angle. There we are. We have unlocked the advanced traits for our science, which is just truly lovely. Ooh, I want both of those, so I'll have a check of that in a second. But for now... Main group, prepare to lose all of your traits, because we have better ones. So, bonus habitability, extra lifespan, and resource production. Extra unity, and happiness, which isn't really too important there. Extra growth speed, we already have, well, we have bonuses just by being a hive mind, I should say. Nerve stapled, can't do anything in terms of science, nope. You know, this isn't quite as good for the hive mind as it is for the others. It's still good, it's just not as good. So essentially, this is combining the extremely adaptive and venerable traits. At least we've definitely lost wasteful now, which is lovely as well. So I guess we'll go with the extra science. We'll focus on society, because that's what we are currently just focusing on in terms of how many labs we have. Then we could get industrious. Again. So we are still making a lot of minerals. That's not as good as I remember. It's still good. It's still good. We are now intelligent and we're getting basically the same as we did. And our habitability is actually better than it was. And our lifespan has increased. Yeah, it is still really good. Do you want to transform how we look? Nah, let's stay as we are. I like as we are. Lovely. We can now force status quo, and so I'm going to try and grab 1 or 2 systems.
We have surveyed the system. We have surveyed the system.
Lovely. Okay, grabbed 1. Incoming their next attack, though. Ooh, if we can defend against this, we might be able to take this and thus take the wormhole, which would be amazingly good.
Our construction is complete. Our construction is complete.
Yep, we're definitely defending against this and killing their ground forces in the process. Go quickly. Grab this. Being very risky here. Seeing if we can take both of these. On the upside, we can instantly do this, so even if they do take all this back, we are going to be removing the stations they've built. Might want to keep this one, though. Just because I don't know where this goes and it might be hostile. Not for now. We'll rebuild it later if we so need to. Also, really should have swapped our war doctrine, but I've just remembered that, and that's a bit too late. They're moving towards us? Yes, they are. That's going to be too much of a loss. Nope, okay. I will settle status quo. So take that. Now all of you return home and upgrade, because the wormhole over here I finally cleared out, and it turns out it goes here. The problem is it's being protected currently by a space amoeba. So once we get here, we can start expanding, and we can have a little territory over here as well. We own quite a lot. Our economy is very, very, very good. We're finally starting to catch up. Our people have been upgraded. Now, there's something I really want to check, because I didn't check it before, and that was silly of me. Nope, we're fine, we are fine. What I was going to say is we could have a negative and then maybe an additional positive, but we only have one trait pick left, so it doesn't really matter too much. Although I guess what we could have had is thrifty, plus 15% energy credits. And we could do that by simply removing sociologist, adding any negative, and then we could add thrifty. But I don't particularly want that. I would like intelligent, but that doesn't mesh with the upgraded version of, well, that. We could have had higher level cap on our leaders. Oh, that's good as well. For now, we'll just leave as is. That's a very, very good set. We know a good raiding target. Have fun. Can I send 2 raiding targets at once? No. Well, apparently you're already raiding, but still, would have been interesting. Really? We just paid you. Here's some energy. We're rich. We don't really care about that. Hey, traders, what do you have available? Plus 5% fire rate, thank you very much. And the other trader will give us happiness plus 10%. Utterly useless. Goodbye. We now have a new civic point. So what do we spend this in? Consume goods cost minus is nice, but not great. Leader levels is fantastic. Army upkeep is okay. Naval capacity is amazing. Very tempted by that straight away. And edicts being cheaper is good as well, especially later on once we get the ambitions. I'm just thinking leader level cap, honestly. Taking us to level 7 on our leaders, especially now we have longer lives, might be really, really good, especially since, of course, we have the immortal leader. Old Doom Shroom. Which will then give us more unity overall. But that extra naval capacity could just really help out, even though we have a good naval capacity, and as our population increases, that will increase with it. Yeah, I think let's just do that. There are far more bonuses to this trait than I thought. Plus 5% fire rate and combat disengagement chance. Now that would make our fleets very, very hard to finally kill. But I would like the additional fire rate. We really need more leaders. Ooh, more fire rate. Ooh, better biolabs. Biolabs it has to be. Now that our colonies are reaching their peak, we are becoming incredibly powerful. And so, to test out our power, let's destroy the purifiers. And then we can begin to infest them. All will be us, and we will be all. Time to purify the purifiers. Hello. I will declare rivalry again, to get some extra influence while we attack. We are currently expanding very quickly over here as well. Soon this whole area will also be us. War Doctrine now on hit and run. More of our ships will survive fights, rather than be outright destroyed. Their planets are very, very reinforced. This war is taking a very long time, even though we do have the stronger fleet. I feel like we will eventually be completely victorious, it's just going to take years. On the upside, we now have access to a few new planets. Oh, I do not want to make that one habitable just yet. Well, colonize it, I should say. But I will soon. This I kind of want now. Same with that. No, we need that. We definitely need more leaders. Prosperity is now finished. So, what we're getting then is... Where are those lovely habitats? There they are, Voidborn. Then, we want Master Builders. Then, we want Galactic Wonders. Ah, look at our new populations. Aren't they lovely? So, assimilation. We will assimilate, and we will improve on you later. You're welcome. A colony is planned over here because, well, this is going to be one of our best science worlds, plus 20% society output. Every single tile will become a lab. Over here, every single tile will be something to do with Unity. With plus 50% Unity, I will even just build fortresses. This will be a mineral world. This is a section of specialists. Now, sadly, this is really close to the border, so what I'm going to do is run all the way down here, and as soon as we can, I'm going to just build a starbase. It's going to be very expensive and inefficient, but I need to make sure we can grab that world. Why did they build so many physics labs on a planet which gives you bonus engineering? On an engineering tile! So, a little bit annoying. We have been forced out in terms of war because sadly we didn't really have much of this minus war exhaustion, so we couldn't stay in warfare as long as I wanted, but we did get 2 very good planets and we have massively disrupted the enemy. So, all in all, we got as much as I expected. I was hoping maybe we could have done a little bit better, but that was fine. Ooh, yes please. Plus 5% habitability everywhere, or just this for Tomb Worlds, but this is rare, so I probably won't get this back again. We are now building battleships into our fleets. Our ships are still so weak, though. Currently, we have way too many planets, but the thing is, I don't trust the sector AI until I've finished these planets off. Now, you can build on the sector planets if you want to, but I find this far easier. Plus, we're still making minerals and still making energy, so I'm fine with just letting this play out. Definitely not the most efficient thing to do, but really there is so many things I need to manage. It's one of the problems with a very wide playstyle like this. There's just so many little things to take care of. Okay, so this planet is now as it should be, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and manage sector, give you both of those planets, and then give you a very special order. Do not allow redevelopment. This way, it will not do anything to the buildings I've already built. Beginning construction of our very first habitat. Now, something I don't know is how the next Ascension perk works. Where are you here? Not Galactic Wonders, the Master Builders one. There it is. That will give our habitats 3 additional tiles. Does that also apply to habitats I've already built, or is it just new habitats? I'm assuming it applies to all of them, but if it doesn't, that's going to be terrible to grab next. It must do. We are currently researching Ascension Theory, and we are indeed almost there. Once we get that, we can get Master Builders straight away, which will make our habitats be built faster, 50% faster in fact, and have 3 additional tiles. Another thing is, this will unlock ambitions, which will allow us to use Unity for more powerful upgrades. But honestly, right now, we just need to finish off Discovery so that we can get yet another Ascension perk. We need Galactic Wonders, so that we can build the Science Nexus and hopefully catch up with science. We are still very much behind. Now, one thing I've decided to do is I'm giving away some of the original planets to sectors. The reason is, they just can't do anything with them. They are basically finished. So these finished worlds, sure, give them to a sector. Even if they are very powerful, it's fine. But the new worlds, the very specialized ones, I'm going to keep hold of. For instance, with this one, there's no chance a sector would not want to use this for energy, because, well, it makes sense to use it for energy. But this planet is giving an additional 50% Unity, and so I just want to convert it into a Unity world, for fun. Now grabbing Master Builders. There we are. So now our lovely habitat should be built significantly faster. In fact, our first one is almost complete. And by almost complete, I actually mean 58%. I thought it was much further along. Look, it looks close to being done. The second habitat is also quite far off being finished. Not you. You.
Our construction is
Still though,
complete.
with the additional speed, that is very, very good. Now, it is definitely affecting habitats, isn't it? Let's just check. Wait. Wasn't it that before? Nope, it was 1,800, so yep, it is definitely faster than it was, which is great. Okay, let's see. In Domination Victory, how far are we along? That's not bad. We're almost halfway, and we haven't really conquered another empire yet. We could just stay where we are and just build habitats. That would be an interesting way to win. Or, we could conquer other people. I mean, that's still an option. These fellows here, I believe, aren't allied with anyone. No, they're not. Although we do have a non-aggression pact with them, they are very, very open to being invaded. Pathetic fleet power. Yeah, I'm afraid you're just good prey. I am now going back to some of our earlier planets, and I am slowly converting them more into science. Not especially so, but just a little bit.
Technology conceived.
Otherwise, it's going to be very, very difficult to get some of the stuff I really, really want. Don't care about that. Let's just grab that. Well, that's just lucky. Mega engineering, fantastic. Let's grab this, and then as soon as it's finished, we can start thinking about making ring worlds or science nexi or just something interesting. I've declared rivalry against pretty much all of our neighbours. This is because I want to be peaceful. It sounds stupid, but it is completely true. If we can get enough influence, we could win by just upgrading our space. Now, I know that doesn't sound the most interesting, but we've already won through Conquest, we've already won through domination in the more traditional sense. Why not do something different? Especially since this is focused around making habitats and making ring worlds. It's all about adding more fungus. I should clarify, the reason why making rivals means we can be peaceful is because it gives us additional influence, and thanks to one of our unity traits, it also gives us additional unity. Things we are going to need to make more of these. And we are going to be making loads of them. With them being 15 in size, that isn't really that bad. A 15-sized planet, although not good, isn't the worst. I mean, it's not the best by any stretch. But considering we can make so many of them, I wonder if going through science now would be beneficial. Now, admittedly, each habitat does count as a colony towards the negative, well, the increase in cost of our sciences. But if every single tile is a science tile, that wouldn't be too bad. And they do have special science tiles, unlike the regular stuff you build on planets. So, we're definitely going to add the leisure district because I want the extra unity. We're definitely going to add the Hive synapse because extra resource gathering is always good. And once again, unity. I'm tempted by the gene clinic to speed up how fast these are completely inhabited, and then we could always swap over to the labs afterwards. The labs are actually weaker than I thought they were. For some reason I thought they were 3 each or 4 each, but no, they are indeed 2. Very curious. Is it worth it? Again, 1 unity is nice and it isn't too expensive. Yeah, okay. Plus it is still giving us science, it's just 2 less engineering and 2 less physics. And in fact, you can upgrade this, and then it will give 4 society. So it's only 2 science less. Everything else will be converted into labs. If we have a problem later with energy or minerals, we can always make these and make them giant batteries or giant farms. By farms, I meant to say mines there, but apparently my mind is no longer my own. It is one with the swarm. Well, isn't that something? We now have a defensive pact with these fellows, and that will definitely keep us safe. Well, it should deter enemies anyway, and also deter enemies from them. They're not the strongest, but they are close. Combined with both our forces, which... Yep, no single enemy... Oh, no, 1 single enemy has equivalent force power. Hopefully, as we increase our science, ours will rocket ahead anyway. We definitely have the number of ships. They just don't have particularly good weapons or tech on them. Quite a while later, and things are looking good. We have loads of habitats being built. And now in Unity, we have faith in science. Well, we have synaptic broadcast, as it's called for the Hive mind. So very soon, we should get all of these, which will give us that lovely plus 10% research speed, which now we really do want. I don't know if Discovery Last was really a good idea, but it seems to have panned out.
Our swarm is strengthened.
Our economy is taking a hit, but our science continues to grow. Everything is looking good for the future, although we have stagnated somewhat. It's a very weird position to be in for this playthrough, but we are definitely getting there. I feel like this is going to be a really boring stage, and then it's going to very quickly get much stronger again. Also, with the increased difficulty, just look at this. So many equivalents around us. In fact, I'm still scared for my survival this time around. I really am. I don't want to anger anyone else, but I really do need those rivalries. I need the unity and desperately, desperately need the influence. Don't really care about any of this too much. The extra leader's good, but that takes way too long. I'm currently trying to get some extra unity because we have this. Every time we get a science, we get 3 months worth of unity. So really, we're going for whichever's cheapest. So, there we are. Our assault forces will be a little bit stronger. Through the power of bribery, our only real danger, these fellows over here, are no longer unfriendly to us. They are neutral. I'm hoping to make a non-aggression pact in the not-so-distant future. These fellows have finally gone inferior in terms of fleet power. I don't know why. I haven't really strengthened my fleets all that much. A few minor upgrades, so it must have been very close. If we could remain like this, we could have quite a peaceful end, with only the Eradicators ever being killed by us. And they wanted to simply destroy us. For once, we're not playing the bad guys, and it wasn't even intentional. I just can't help myself. These are such easy prey, and we can share with them our glory. We can share with them what it's like to be a single mind. And all it takes is a slight fungal infection in the brain to slowly link them to the consciousness. Our consciousness being so powerful to override their own and burn it out. For the greater good of the galaxy. Discovery is complete, giving us a plus 10% to research speed. Now, here's the thing. I really want Galactic Wonders, but I don't really want to grab Domination after this, which means we're likely not going to have the last Ascension perk. Am I really okay with not having Defender of the Galaxy? In a playthrough in which I've upped the difficulty of the endgame crisis. I'm going to take that risk. And I don't know how badly this is going to go. I'm hoping this will make up for it. Eventually. We are just going straight for their capital. It's all I could afford with the influence I had, and in fact, that stopped me from building one of my habitats. I hope they realise this is a trade, really. We're trading one of their habitats, which is an inferior one, and their capital for one of our more pristine fungal habitats. But of course they'll realise that once they're linked up to the mind. Now, if you excuse me.
We will annihilate the others.
Time to eat some bugs. And so their homeworld is undefended. Beautiful. Okay, now you should easily be able to take over this by yourself. Do you know of a leader? I was going to say, I'm sure I hired you a leader recently. Oh, look at these fellows again. The Kroll. A visitor sent. Whoa, lots of different species here. That's actually annoying, more so than anything else. Still, won't take much to convert this. Ooh, a Paradise Dome. Useless for us, but still, pretty. Different.
Planetary infestation begun.
Might as well bombard while we wait. Before we completely take all this over, what we're going to do is set defaults. Default will be assimilation. This way we don't have to manually do that to absolutely everyone as soon as we grab them all.
Planetary infestation begun.
Oh, before we continue. Yep, we definitely have war drones on. Plus 15% army damage. Our economy is getting back to how it used to be, at least. We could start constructing the Science Nexus now. The earlier we get this started, the better. But I also want to continue to build habitats. We need to start the Science Nexus. Now, there are upgrades. With our Unity, fairly soon we can use one of these. Increasing mineral production is great, increasing influence, obviously fantastic as well. Now that our minerals are back to a decent amount, and they will continue to increase, since I've now set up a few things to be mineral producers, I think upping our influence would be very, very good. We can start to make loads more habitats. The future is ours. Can I afford the next step? Not quite. Very soon, though. Currently saving up Unity so that we can activate this, the Architectural Renaissance. That will give us plus 50% Megastructure build speed on top of the increase we already have. And I'm already back to building habitats. Very quickly, I might add. Which is very, very nice indeed. So when it comes to Domination Victory, of course, we are increasing the amount of planets required because these lovely habitats do indeed count as a planet, at least for this. But since we instantly own it, it does further our goal, because percentage-wise, we are owning more of the planets in the galaxy. We add one to the maximum, but we also own that one. It will eventually cause us to win. Eventually. And, of course, very soon the peace treaty is off, and I think we'll have enough influence to devour at least minimum 3 more planets. And any habitats they just so happen to have. Wow, that is really fast! I mean, of course it is, we have double the bonus, but still, that is really, really good. In only 1,150 days, the Science Nexus first functional level will be active. We might need to just save up minerals for that, rather than spending them on habitats. Speaking of which, I bet this is going very quickly as well. Yep, we're already on 80%. 81%, yep, that is very fast for a habitat. We currently have 2 habitats going. Well, one is about to start. They are just reaching it now. No, it has indeed started. So we have 2 habitats going, and we have the Science Nexus upgrading. It's getting better very, very quickly. And our income is looking better as well. The extra influence was definitely the right choice. It also means we can activate a lot more of our edicts, which are definitely making us more powerful. Oh, and the truce is about to wear off. So you fellows need to get over onto here. How's the planet looking? By the looks of things, completely converted. Beautiful. Not so happy with these physics labs, but I may just leave them. Yeah, plus now it's time to upgrade our newest subject. And convert them into butterflies. You know, the usual things. So that, let's give them more intelligence. See, we are upgrading them. And let's make them better at physics then, since that's apparently what they're going to be using. What else do we want to add? Just bonus minerals, I suppose? Yeah, bonus minerals.
Conceived.
Make that 3 habitats being built right now. Kind of want all of these. Let's go with Fleet Command. That will make life a lot easier for me. A bit of a quality of life science there. The Science Nexus is now online, giving us a lovely 75 to each and every science. It's going to be very expensive for the next one though, so I will be saving up. Until that's online, no more habitats. And in a second, our truce is going to fall. And so begins the second war to assimilate these particular people. How did I manage to leave you all the way over here? Doesn't matter. We can thankfully delete them very easily without that fleet. I mean, assimilate them. Okay, you do that. You can grab... Actually, no, you're the strongest. You can grab here to prevent reinforcements. You can grab these 2 systems. I've climbed all the way down to here, which means 4 new planets will soon be assimilated into the Hive mind. The drums of war. A new Great Khan has been created. Hello there. Your little neck doodles. Thing is, with this being the maximum difficulty, the empires around you are incredibly powerful as well. I'm keen to see if you're going to be able to do anything. Speaking about doing stuff, we are almost victorious over here. We have all the systems except for the planet there and these 2. Once all that's done, we are good to go. Well, isn't that nice of them? They recently built a habitat and it's just here, waiting to be colonized. As for the other habitat, well, a bit less nice of them, but it'll be ours anyway.
Our construction is complete.
More and more habitats being created. And the Science Nexus should be getting close to finishing its next phase. Yes, indeed, only 300 days left, and then the Science Nexus is on level 2 and giving us 150, I believe, of each science.
Technology conceived.
Or at least somewhere close to that. No.
Our construction
Yes.
is complete.
The Science Nexus is now only one level off being at its absolute maximum, which means we are now almost able to start building other megastructures. Though until then, I want to test something out. I've been told by a few people that you can indeed assist research with the Science Nexus as if it was a planet. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but if it is true, then it's going to be utterly insane. At minimum, it's going to add plus 10% to this thing's research, and then as the scientist gets higher level, that will increase more and more and more. So apparently the information I've been given is incorrect, or this needs to be at maximum level before you can actually assist it. Either way, I'll try it again later, but right now, we can do absolutely nothing. And one more habitat is now inhabited. The Great Khan has met defeat, although they have taken quite a lot of space. A shame for those poor fellows. Even though we're so close to it, there's no way they can actually get to us. So we can just watch all of their space be taken up. Although, these are our allies. Suddenly I'm a lot less happy about this. The Nexus is still being completed, however, we have 3 habitats currently on the go. Well, we have 2 on the go, one which has been paid for, and our builder is slowly getting to. Either way, though, things are going really, really fast now, and our science is actually doing really well. Almost 2,000 society. Now, of course, remember, each time we build a habitat, the cost of science increases. But with that much science, it's still going a lot faster than it used to. Right now, we currently only have 2 of these active, which is really annoying. We have Will to Power, and we have this giving us plus 33% extra minerals. I need this back up again. I want as many megastructures built as possible in the next 100 years, because the end game begins in 2400. The end game crises can start anytime after 50 years after the end game begins. I want to be incredibly powerful, and at the moment, we're just not. Our fleets aren't weak, but they're far from strong. We now have 4 habitats underway. Well, they got a decent bit of space, at least. So well done to them. But they are now currently just one planet. Called Mean. And this will be number 5. All of our construction vessels are now making a habitat each. Space belongs to the mushrooms. 2 types of Titan, the Slow and the Rage. The Rage will increase the fire rate of the fleet, the Slow will simply slow down the fire rate of any fleet attacking it. These will be split amongst our current fleets, and that should be pretty good. Now, the reason why they're all the way over here and all clumped together is because only this station here happened to have a Titan assembly yards. Soon, the main star will have one as well, but I thought I may as well create those anyway whilst I'm waiting. The entire galaxy is at war whilst I just sit here slowly improving my space. It's kind of weird to be the more peaceful one. I mean, I know we were just at war and we are currently assimilating those who we were at war with, but on the grand scale of Stellaris, I've been almost peaceful. I've been restrained, I think would be the correct word here, because I thought it'd be different, and it certainly has been. And honestly, managing all of these systems and all of these mega builds has been difficult. And so we begin. So the very first stage of the Dyson Sphere is 40,000 minerals and does nothing. It's just the frame. This is such an expensive undertaking, but when it's done, 1,000 energy is a lot of energy. We have discovered you are building a Dyson sphere around a central star in our most beloved constellations, the One-Eyed Wanderer. The Wanderer has watched over our kind since the beginning of time with her single eye. She guides not only our fleets, but the stars themselves, blah 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 blah. But we're not sorry. You're the fellows we've been assimilating. Don't really care. We are blinding your constellation. The Blind Wanderer. That's not our problem. I mean, can they really hate us more than they already do?
Technology.
Minus 40 plus 2 yearly. Even if they didn't hate us too much, I don't think that's such a really, really bad modifier.
Our construction is complete.
I just made a big mistake. I just went into the system just to clear some trash since I've been attacking random systems in the area to make sure we can eventually colonize them. And I forgot this was the thing. Yeah. The enigmatic fortress. I don't think our fleet's going to win this. Though, to be fair, it is made of lots of little defense structures. As you can see, the health seems to bounce up and down because sections are being destroyed. So maybe we will. I'll hold off. Of course, only the corvettes survive. Thanks, scientists. Speaking of which, we now have several empires which are inferior to us for technology, which is great. The habitats being with tech is a little bit silly, honestly, since they're increasing the cost and then I'm simply offsetting that by making them full research. But I just want all the habitats. Come on, you can do it! Oh, these two chunks now being destroyed. There we are. Oh, so I don't get the option to, That's interesting. I thought I'd have to do all the different stages. Normally there's many, many stages. I've never done this before as a hive mind. So we just outright destroy it then. Okay.
Technology conceived.
What was the tech it just gave us, though? The encoder, which is a plus 20% invasion item. What? Does that mean we can have, like, a high evasion battleships? And the second one, which is for tracking and chance to hit. Well, I'm going to grab that. Did it give us anything else? Doesn't seem like it. At least not here. And not here. Well, that was weird. That was very weird indeed. So let's see then. Evasion, 8%. Here's the encoder. Ah, I see. So it does work with the size of the vehicle. I was thinking as much because that's kind of how the afterburners worked. But still, you could have very high evasion things very easily with this. I have now turned on Scientific Revolution, giving me plus 20% research speed and additional research alternatives. We now have a grand total of 25 habitats, with one more being built. I am having to hold off and really resist building yet another one. We do have the influence, but very, very soon the Dyson sphere will be ready for its next stage, and we need a lot of minerals for that. Which means either A, I need the minerals from the habitat to actually make it, or B, we need the influence so that we can do this. It costs 100 influence, and we can take 75% of a stockpile from any of our sectors, which would likely be this one here, which will give us 25,000. Lovely. Level 1 is already up and running, giving us 250 energy. Now, to add another 250 energy on top of that. And of course, because I didn't know if I was getting enough energy, we have a little star base here, which we're turning into a trade station. Well, a resource reprocessor, because we don't do trade, because we are the Hive Mind. Once again, we have some of my favourite weapons of all time, the kinetic artillery, and if we go over to our battleships, now going to swap over to this version because we have this, the ultimate cannon. It's not really the best to stack up all of this, but it just looks so nice during battles. I think it's completely worth it. Just so many shells being thrown at the enemy. Also, we really need some serious tech ups at the moment. Extra tracking, extra chance to hit. Now, that's actually one of the big weaknesses. Tracking 0%. It makes them very, very bad against any very fast targets, even at long range. I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but I want to test out if this feels better. I'm also going to do that to all of these. In fact, I think I already have on most of them. Yes, I have. And you're going to be replaced with kinetic as well. With the auto update, they should all be upgraded. Okay, you don't have enough power, that's fine. I'm going to do this. What we need to do is attack a fallen empire. We really, really need that tech. And we do have these fellows close by, which would also give us access to this. Now, I don't actually know what a hive mind will do to these robots. I can't imagine they're going to be kept alive, but we obviously can't put them as part of the hive mind, which is such a shame. Oh yeah, I forgot I had this. I mean, we can't actually activate this, but yeah, we had this the whole time with the ring world. That was going to be the next thing to build, a ring world, so we can start building that up very, very soon as well. Because of the size of our empire, we already have 5 titans. Our fleets are looking pretty good right now. Very soon, we can easily take on the Fallen Empire, get all of its tech, and then we will be ready for the endgame crisis. Again, I've just been kind of chilling. I don't see any purpose right now to expand my territory into the enemy's terrain. It just seems like a waste of time. It's better to just stay here and keep on improving. Look at all of this stuff. Kinetic damage, energy damage, and explosive damage. We have only one of those. Halfway there now at 500 energy. This thing is taking so long to get fully online, but once it is fully online, it means we will never need energy again. 1000 energy is more than enough, and if we ever do need more, we can always go ahead and activate capacity overload, which currently isn't even on, which is really, really nice. Now you go and make us a new habitat. In fact, are you all building habitat? Yes, you are. Good.
Our construction is complete.
Good. We're getting very close to winning now. The required planets is now all the way up to 74, mostly because of us, but we do own 62 of them. And in a second, we are going to go to war with our Fallen Empire neighbours. So I really should save up to make claims on them. We are now at war with the Caretakers. Now, honestly, in my opinion, the Caretakers are the weakest out of all of the Fallen Empires, which reminds me, we still haven't seen the other Fallen Empires. I don't know how. I guess because we've been blocked off, clearly they must be here somewhere. Well, either here, or... No, they can't be there, there's not enough space, so they must be in those 2 locations, which I can't actually get access to. Which is really annoying, because I want to know what they are. Anyway, we are now taking out the Ancient Caretakers, which, as I was saying, I believe are the weakest Fallen Empire, not because of their stations or their fleet or anything like that, purely because all of their planets are just here, right now. These 3 ring world sections, and then nothing else, because all of the other sections are already ruined, which just means they are very, very easy to take out. And now I'm looking at it, I've just realised they don't have many fortified stations either. So yeah, in my opinion, they do seem to be the weakest Fallen Empire, which is fine by me, because all I want really is their tech. So let's get in there nice and quickly, and let's send in our scientist as well, or at least get them ready. We can just transfer a scientist from another science vessel into there. Oh, although you apparently are very close as well. Sure, that seems reasonable to me. Here we are.
Our construction is complete.
Just get ready, they'll most likely attack us. Yep, there they go. Are we all on aggressive? It'd be great if we were. Thank you. Why do I not have enough leaders still? Really need to start researching leader tech. Shields are already completely stripped because we are very focused on destroying shields right now with all those lovely cannons. Just look at those cannon shots just ripping things apart. Behold the healing of living metal! Well, that was just really unfair. Okay. Well, that's them pretty much taken out then. So we just eradicated the Fallen Empire. Apparently one of their sets are now moving along to here. That's fine. Doesn't really matter too much. They'll eventually come back to try and defend, and then we will destroy them. Shield's gone already again. We really should give some of our battleships some anti-hull or, wait, no, our guns are anti-hull. We need to give them some anti-armor stuff. How strong is the defense force here? Really weak, really weak. Still pretty darn weak. Okay, we don't even need to bombard this place, just land.
We have claimed a new nest.
Lovely. And, yeah, more kinetic attack speed's always good, considering we are focusing mainly on kinetics. Just hold here until we've conquered every planet, then we'll spread out and take the other systems. So many ring worlds. Once these are ours, the amount of resource we're going to get is going to be insane. Especially since we're the Hive Mind. So we have the Hive Synapse, giving plus 5%, in addition to all the bonuses our drones have anyway. Loads of energy, loads of minerals, kind of a mixed bag. I am still keen to see what we do to the machines. I'm assuming we just destroy them. Can't see what else we can really do. And it is done. Oh. Would have thought he would have gave me victory conditions though. So I definitely had a claim on all of these. Well, apparently I messed that up, but it doesn't really matter too much. We've still gained full control over there, so let's give you a scientist. Any scientist will do. We don't have a spare scientist, so I'll just grab you. Let's ignore the fact that was almost entirely in rhyme. So we now have this area to ourselves. We do have a construction vessel over here, which is just getting all those lovely resources. Now go over here and let's start grabbing all of these. Let's grab that, then we'll bounce on and grab that, then we'll bounce on and grab this. Okay, do we have enough money to begin construction of the ruined... Nope, we do not. Close them. So, yeah, we are disassembling them, and we are doing so incredibly quickly. So let's make sure we have at least one mushroom on every single planet. So as soon as the native population are disassembled, which sounds so bad, then we can start harvesting from the planets. Which will give us a lot of pretty much everything, except for science, really. But I guess we could use Alpha Complex for science, I'm not too sure just yet. So Dark Matter, we want to repair that. Fortress, we want to demolish, since that's kind of useless on these. Instead, I would like you. Fortress again, demolish, and then that can be a Hive Synapse. Fortress, remove. You can be the main building. Now, is there any space? Oh, that's annoying. So, need to do a bit of mental math here. Is it worth it? Well, first of all, it's definitely worth it to have... Where are you? As soon as that's built, we definitely want the mineral processing plant, because level 2 also gives 20% extra minerals. Is it worth having the synapse, though, for 5%? I think it would be, yeah. How many are there? There's 5. Oh, yeah, definitely worth it. Okay. Wasn't paying attention just how many processing things there actually were there. No, don't repair that. We don't like it. And I'll just be doing this for a while. Is there anything more beautiful? All of these things which I need. So we have better propulsion, better power, we have jump drives, just everything we could possibly want. And then even dark matter deflectors. And actually quite a few things I thought I had, which apparently I just didn't. Well, thank you very much, caretakers. You've certainly taken care of us. You sweet, sweet things. Well, I'm happy to say, considering how far back we were in science at one point, we have now almost completely caught up. Everyone is inferior except for these fellows. And everyone is just inferior to us. If I wanted to now, I could go into domination and start making some tributaries or some vassals, which isn't a terrible idea. The Dyson Sphere is about to finish this phase, and I've just finished all of the tech from the Fallen Empire, which means some really, really expensive upgrades. Which are certainly worth it, though. More energy, higher speed, higher evasion, stronger shields, and I believe I may have unlocked the highest regular armor as well, and there we go! So I'm going to ignore the last stage for now, because I think this looks really cool. Oh no, I can't, can I? I need to finish this for once. But I really want to finish off this ring world, that's all. It's annoying me to no end having a ring world with 3 sections complete, and then just this. Seriously, it is so irritating. The last of the ruined ring sections are now being completed, which will be lovely. So we have the full circle here. Over in production, we're getting 28 minerals per tile, which is utterly insane. But I still need to add a mineral processing plant. Plus 10% minerals, and how many are going to be left? Only 1, 2, 3 tiles are going to be used up. All the rest will be those, so of course that's 22, so yeah, 10% of 22, that's a lot. It's 220%. And on grade 2, this will give plus 20%. Lovely. I mean, if a 5% is worth it, then obviously a 20% is also definitely worth it. The same goes over here. We need to convert one of these into an energy grid. These will give us so much once these are completely finished. Need to change these fellows into the bonus energy producers, but I'll do that later. We have just finally built the Research Institute, giving us a plus 5% modifier to our science. For some reason, I was just not getting the research to build this, but finally, we now have it, and it's going to help out quite a bit. Still equivalent with science there, and somehow equivalent with us in terms of naval capacity, which is really scary. At last, we have the best regular armor. That took way too long to get. And it's going to be some very expensive upgrades. Any second now, the ring world should be completed, and as soon as that happens, I'm going to activate the final stage of the Dyson Sphere, thus giving us lots and lots of lovely energy. And let's have a brand new leader. Okay, you can join us. The Fallen Empire was here for hundreds, if not thousands of years. I was here for 10, 20, and I've already got the ring world up and running. This is why the galaxy should be controlled by me. The sleepers have awoken, so here is where the Fallen Empire is. We have the spiritualists. Currently they're arrogant, but they just kind of ignore us. That's pretty much it. I would like to take over pretty much everything they have. The problem is we have this empire in the way, which is not allowing us any pathing through. So because of that, I'm going to have to make some claims, because I can't demand tribute right now, because these fellows are at war, and have been at war for a very, very long time. So, let's mobilize our fleets. They brought this on themselves by not allowing us to pass. Today is truly a great day of scientific revolutions. Now, let's begin to make our claims. And have I just turned off that? Yes, I have. Where are you? There we are. Hello there, chaps. I would like... So, essentially, I'd like to get all the way over to there. So, yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes, yes. Done. No. Yes, we may as well grab their capital then. Maybe I should have had will to power instead. Would like some more influence. Oh well, we'll live. I really should pay attention to my edicts more. So we've just lost production targets, and we've also lost the other mineral bonus. Well, that was a mistake. 126,000! Hello, you're stronger than any of our single fleets. Because you're the Federation fleet. The murder of Faru. I choose to believe it's actually pronounced Bob. Just spelled weirdly. Murder-o Bob. Glorious! Oh lord, glorious! Look how many just warped out instantly! Behold the power of cannons! None may stop the swarm! Oh, that was glorious! All of our admirals leveled up! That was wonderful! Oh. Now, back to forcing you to beat us. I should mention I'm also bringing this. A Titan which has the subspace snare, meaning that the enemies are less likely to be able to jump away, and more likely to be simply destroyed.
Our Void Hive is under attack.
I love our fleet so much.
Our construction is complete.
The Dyson sphere is complete. Look at that. You know, that's actually the first time I've ever seen a complete version in this game. It's beautiful. 1,000 energy is coming from that. Lovely. So now I need to save up minerals so I can start fixing all of these things over here. We have the Beta Refuge, which is very badly damaged, and then the Cybrex Alpha, which is essentially the same. Oh, it's cheaper than I remembered. Okay, so should we start? May as well. The best possible outcome. Okay, well, I want a Hive Synapse, and I would like an energy grid on that planet, please. And you, the same goes. So, give me a Hive Synapse, give me a monument. Really should have put those in the opposite way around, because that is an energy tile. It's a bit hard to tell when you're obscured from seeing it because of the populations being converted. Perhaps I should just wait. But I'm not going to. Fortress, don't care about. I would like you to be some beautiful, beautiful science. Machines? No need for them. Now, I can get through if I so desire, and I kind of do. What I might do is go to here, then we can make a jump to here, then we can wait until we've got enough influence to start making some climbs. And hopefully, I'll be strong enough to deal with them, since I won't be able to bring any reinforcements. Yeah, that's going to be really tough. But I'm going to do it anyway. I'm hoping one of these shipyards will be, well, a shipyard. Well, you aren't. And how about you? You are. Good. That means I can build some reinforcements until the truce is over, because then all of this will lock down once again. But I need to be close by in order to start the war. Our allies have reabsorbed the Marauders. Well, I'm a dum-dum. It turns out, because they are an awakened empire and thus a threat to the galaxy's freedom, you can do the end threat war goal, which doesn't require influence. So I just spent like 100 influence for no reason. I literally just claimed their homeworld and nothing else. Yeah, that was pretty dumb of me.
Conceived.
On the other side, it doesn't mean we can take absolutely everything, which is fairly nice. Man, shields just get melted with this fleet. Well, goodbye to you. How strong is this? That is plenty weak to be attacked straight away. Good, good, good. The rest of you, be on alert. They are heading towards us, so just stay somewhat close to there. So there. Don't want to be too close since we are using battleships and titans, but don't want to be so far away that they might attack our ground forces or station, since the station is still offline.
Our construction is complete.
Nope, they're going this way for some reason. Is there a wormhole nearby they're going to use? I'm not too sure. Either way, though. In that case, move up. Stan, don't look at the light! It's too beautiful. For some reason, they split their fleet. We have 0-point defense, by the way. Oh, lots of my corvettes went down. Look at that, it's like a crashing wave. Lovely. Okay, you move up. Going to expand our... what's it called over here? Our sector. Oh, hello, you are psionic. Now that is interesting, because we get to keep that. Well, I think we found our new dominant species. We are going to be using this for every new expansion. The reason is, it's just a passive plus 10% energy plus 10% science output. Which is obviously amazing. The leaders then have additional bonuses. So imagine having both of these. Now sadly, I can't apply this to these fellows. I can't get rid of them either, so it just means all new expansions need to be these. We are melding our species into something so much more powerful. Here's their main station. I hope he wasn't too attached to those shields. Pretty much total victory has been obtained. The only problem is we lost our ground forces because out of nowhere they jumped into the system they were moving through and completely killed them before they had a chance to fight back. Well, to move away, let's say. So that's not exactly the best. On the upside, we are now bombarding their main 2 planets, so as soon as our army is back, we should be able to instantly invade them, which will be fantastic. As for science, we're still doing fairly well. It's taken quite a long time now to get our repeatables done, but we do have level 4, where we're on level 4 of kinetic weapon damage, and we are on level 5 of attack speed. So right now, our cannons are just utterly brutal. We are sending in our psychers into the first world of the Beta Refuge. Really should go for plasma cannons. 100% armor damage, plus 50% hull damage, minus 75% shield damage. Of course, we have so many cannons and such that, well, we need these kind of weapons on our smaller craft. Most of the enemy large craft, and honestly even some of the smaller craft, tend to be completely stripped of shields by the time our corvettes get there, or at least in range. So these little plasma cannons might be deadly against them. Not sure if I will end up using them, but it would be nice to have the option, at very least. What do I want here? Some more leaders, I guess? Maybe more fleet command. Just because our titans are currently stretched quite thin, having a couple of titans per fleet would be better. Since sadly their effects only work on the fleet they're with, so we could add heal and plus attack speed. The best possible outcome. Which of course is the end of their entire species. Well, actually no, it's not the end of their species. We are going to make sure they are absolutely everywhere. It just so happens that they will also be us. It's a pretty good deal. I'm not that bad to be. And there will be thousands of us. We're climbing a bridge. The third part of the ring world is now coming online, and we are finally colonizing the first section, because I did have to sort of teleport them from here to here, then down to here, and it was a bit of a mess to finally get the colony ship with our new psychers all the way to the ring world. The bridge is ours, and we even claimed a couple of planets, because I just can't help myself. I will assimilate all life into us. We will be all. But probably not by the end of the playthrough. But eventually I would assume all would be us. Now, one thing to note is the fellows we were at war with I actually don't want to kill anyway, because between them, they have a really, really impressive Federation fleet. It was strength 210,000. That's not bad at all. So when the endgame crisis occurs, they might be the only empire other than us who can defend themselves. Oh no, so it seems like you don't get the psionic and the biology bonus at the same time. Now, the psionic is definitely better. Plus 15% evasion, plus 10% damage. This one gives plus 5% fire rate and plus 10% disengagement chance. Still really good, but I think overall the evasion and fire rate, well, sorry, pure damage is probably better, especially if you're using Titans, which fire their weapons only a few times the entire battle, and honestly, the extra fire rate normally doesn't add an extra shot. Well, I'm a little bit sad though. I was hoping we would get both, but apparently not. I can't believe I let my influence stack up. That's just weird of me. So I'm building habitats now down here so we can quickly transfer our new main species over to here and thus increase our population size of them. Even though I don't think their leaders are quite as good as I originally thought, they are still really fantastic. Just having that psyker element is amazing. So we have bonus to all of our sciences, then of course we have this, which is more, so they are getting bonus 30% to all sciences, and then a bonus 45 though to engineering. They also give bonus unity, they're just a really, really good species. They even have plus 5% to all resource, including science, because of this. Now, what I was tempted to do, to speed them up a little bit, is what we could do, is remove one of these and give them fertile instead. This increases their unity, which is great, their population growth by 30%, and then also makes them happy, but instead, I'm just going to give them this. Just 20% population growth. It would be nice if they were to have even more unity, but I feel like that's probably the better option. Also, it's knocked off one of the traits. It is there, but you're not meant to have that many, because remember, this and this, technically speaking, you can't have. Because to get this, you need to go down the route of the Psychic Ascension, which you can't do as a hive mind. So clearly it's bugging it out a little bit, since normally you cap out at this many. Okay, so that'll be the main template then. It's pretty much the same, except for now they breed faster, so our planets will be a little bit more inhabited. So I've been taking a look at how tracking works in this game, because honestly I haven't really looked into that stuff too much in the past, and now I can safely say I adore these so much, the decoders. Because essentially how it works is that the enemy evasion stat is then minused by your tracking stat in terms of both being percentage to give the true evasion. Then your accuracy comes into play. By having 3 of these on the Titans, for instance, it means hitting things like destroyers is actually very easy, because we already have plus 15 tracking from the sensor, so that becomes 15, 20, 25, 30% tracking, and let's have a look at our destroyers. Our destroyers have an evasion of 57%, so that goes all the way down to only 27% chance to dodge before accuracy is then applied. That's really good. We can't have any more fleets around this station, so I'm having to now build fleets and move them over here. Yep. Another random thing I found out today by looking at comments and then trying to verify them, so this seems to be accurate, but if it's not, well, then it's been reworked, is that the Scout Wings still have the old AI, that is the old Strikecraft AI, before the Strikecraft and the Bombers were merged into one. What makes that special is this: these now act like bombers. Bombers will only attack enemy ships, whereas the Scout Wing will attack enemy ships and enemy strikecraft or missiles. So they're essentially point defense. Point defense which then attack enemies. I think that's really, really interesting. Now, of course, they are definitely weaker than the other 3, but I might end up using those as an extra bit of point defense with some of our carriers. For the future. 20 years until the endgame crisis is due to perhaps occur, and all is well within the galaxy. Little pockets of aliens are still in our territory, probably driving people mad. The marauders have no work anymore, really. We are improving our ring worlds over and over again. There's a huge machine uprising, and everything is all going well. The mind grows idle. Let's make a tributary.
We have claimed a new nest.
Nice bastion. Be a shame if someone were to utterly obliterate it. So these are the caterpillar fellows which we were fighting a very, very long time ago. Something tells me they don't have too much of a chance.
Our construction is complete. A new nest.
As much as I do really, truly, amazingly love the ultimate cannons we're currently using, I'm going to start researching the arc emitter. Essentially, it's the disruptor version of a spinal mount, which means it has 100% shield penetration, 100% armor penetration. Its range is good, although I don't think it's as good as the cannon. Let me take a quick look-see at that. No, it's the same as the cannon, but it is more accurate. I've never used this. I don't know why.
A new nest is...
Well, we won without landing a single troop. Now, our next target are these fellows over here, one I haven't really interacted with at all, and currently the weakest in the game by a long shot, because they're like the only group still not at war. Seriously. Everyone else is at war or already my vassal. I was told by a friend that there's something special about the focused arc emitter, so let's have a look-see, and... between 1 and 1,700 damage? That's insane! Cooldown is 8, accuracy 100%. Okay, still 0% tracking. But still, having such a high accuracy, along with our tracking modifiers... oh, that's going to be good. That's going to be really good. The problem is it's not a kinetic weapon, and we've been focusing more on the bonuses for kinetic weapons. I still think I'll use the cannon. No, shall I use these instead? I'll see what type of endgame crisis there is, but I definitely need to use this more. It's really weird I've never went into this, considering how much in the past I've loved the disruptors, which are just a small version of this. Well, that occupied 5 years. Okay, everyone, return home. Soon, very soon, there will be an endgame crisis, and I want to be ready for it. Just waiting for the endgame crisis now. I think I've reached the stage where I don't really want to add any more habitats or anything else. And if we take a look-see up here to our planets, look at this. All of our ring worlds are almost completed. And they are looking pretty darn good, it has to be said. They are very, very powerful. I believe there's one which is still being created, and this is the most recent. Yep, ABC, and then of course D is currently missing. D is currently right there, because I'm very weird with timing today, apparently.
Technology conceived.
And I'll pop that there. It doesn't really matter where it goes, honestly, since I'm converting these into almost completely science anyway. You know what? Just increase my naval capacity. That's all I'm doing at the moment anyway. I'm making more star bases and increasing that. And so the great hive mind sneezed. And the fleet went everywhere. It looks kind of disgusting, doesn't it? Just this mesh of ships. May as well complete the complete set of the Galactic Wonders. We are building the Sentry Array, something I have never built, ever. And I'm really hoping this won't lag the game more. I'm already down to 35 FPS from 60, and well, not loving that, honestly. Not loving that at all. Okay. We begin then. So, how many levels are there of this? That's one thing I really should have looked at first. Well, I guess we should begin. It's not finished straight away, right? Who knows, maybe it is. We will see very soon. So there are multiple levels to this. Okay then, now adding the spire.
Technology conceived.
It looks like a really derpy face. Hi. Hi, Sentry. So it turns out, at least with scientists, the Psychers are vastly superior. If you have the biological upgrade, you get plus 5% research speed. If you have the psychic upgrade, you get plus 25% surveying speed and plus 10% research speed. I said that really weirdly. Anyway, it's a good bonus. Next up, we are adding sentry aerials. which look pretty darn cool. And now finally, the Sentry Array itself, which I believe is the final edition.
Our construction is complete.
Thought Control Symbionts. There we are. Symbionts? Symbionts. I am tired. Now, what do we grab last? Obviously, the easy option would be Defender of the Galaxy. We're now doing very little except for waiting for our inevitable final battle, which I am going to make more difficult next time. Remember when I said this is the last video? Ha ha! I was lying. We are going to do at least one more Stellaris episode before the next expansion, because I want to be really challenged. And I've loved this playthrough, but the end has got me a little bit upset. It's so time-consuming to play one of these playthroughs. I can't just abandon it halfway or near the end and I think, oh, actually, this end might not be that difficult, oh well. And it's difficult to balance at the start, so next time, I'm just going mental. I am increasing the difficulty to maybe 5 times for the end event, and maybe I'll make it earlier, who knows? I'm just going to grab technological ascendancy. Let's get more science, because right now, we are doing high-density munitions, number 9. We are really improving the power of our cannons. Okay, I'm doing this purely because the dinging sound is really satisfying. Now silence. And now you are protectorates! I think. Just say subject. I'm assuming, yep, you're a protectorate. You are also a protectorate. Okay, there we are. We're helping them get stronger.
Our construction is complete.
Sentry Ray completed. I see all. Lovely. Whoa! Yeah, I see all.
Our
Wow.
construction is complete.
I'm taking a spy network to a whole new level. There's a Gaia world here, and apparently no one's here, and there's no way to get here, so I assume that wormhole goes
Our construction
there.
is complete.
Interesting. Very interesting. Let's get more food. Now building up the next ring world. The Marauders recently attacked me, which may have been the stupidest choice I've seen in this game. Because now I've just sent one fleet, set it to hostile, and it's gonna have its fun. Oh, look at that, just all falling from space. I guess towards the planets, because that's a gravitational source, and it wasn't going towards the sun. Anyway, kill, kill. I love my battleships. You may be asking yourself, Lathrix, why did you not invade any of the other empires? You're clearly strong enough to do so, and the reason is, I wanted to see just how well the maximum difficulty AI empires would do versus the endgame crisis, which we're still waiting for. Okay, very good. It is not an endgame crisis I haven't seen before, which is great. I know of at least one, which is the Scourge, and I have no idea how that spawns or why it spawns, but of course I don't want to look into it. Anyway, the Ghost Signal. So this is going to be the continuity. And I guess the reason for this is because we had the Ancient Caretakers. I believe having those increases the chance of this occurring. Okay then. So this will make synths go mad, and then eventually the continuity will spawn in several locations, and we'll have a main hub. Let's get our fleets ready! Synthetic disappearances, we are getting closer to the beginning of the end. The contingency. Since I've covered this before in both the regular Let's Plays and one of the larger playthroughs, I'm just going to go straight into war. Now then, where are they? They should appear very, very soon. Machine World.
Our situation log is updated.
Oh wow, a 400k fleet essentially. Yeah, these are much stronger than usual. Still though, if we pack all of our fleets together, they have no chance. They really don't. But the thing is, there's going to be so many of them, and they are right there. Okay, well, we know our first target then, don't we? So first of all, let's have a quick look, see what these ships are made of. Lots of armor, lots of shields, not too much hull. So, realistically, we should go with something which ignores shields and armor. But I'm not going to, because I like my fleet as it is. So if I was to actually do this properly and I really wanted to kill them, I would most likely go with the focused arc emitter, because that gives me loads of, well, actually 100% penetration through shields and armor. Then I would likely go with... Actually, I don't know. What else would I go with then, with the large variant? Because we're going to be ignoring that, I guess just this then, really. Or something more well-rounded. I'm not too sure, honestly. But then with the smaller craft, I would go with missiles. So I would go with the missile boats so that I could use Marauder missiles, which have shield penetration and bonus hull damage, or perhaps even just space torpedoes to break through the armor, one of the two, and then they could also use disruptors. Okay, all of you, let's get going. Could you please meet up there? That's a really weird way to get there, but I guess it is the easiest. Okay, do that anyway. Also, I have made one very special fleet. Now, I'm not sure which fleet it is. Oh, it's you there. Because this one contains 3 Titans and then just battleships and nothing else.
Technology
It has a snare, a rage, and a slow, meaning that it should slow down the fire rate of the enemies, whilst also increasing the fire rate of itself, and it will not allow the enemies to teleport away, at least. That's the idea. A second machine world, please don't be in our territory. Good, we can just ignore that one. They will lose to this, but hopefully they can hold it back a little bit. I say that whilst not seeing their fleets. Wait, are you at war? No, they're definitely from Prime Nexus. Or are they? No, that's a raider leader. You can indeed have that. Where on earth are your fleets? Aren't you part of a federation as well? What's going on with you, sir? You're definitely part of a federation, so where on earth is your fleet? Who are you allied with? You are allied with the Bright Alliance. Who are also these fellows. I'm assuming one of you... There we go. Okay, so your fleets are kind of concentrated over here. I'm hoping you have more than I can see at a cursory glance. Third world in one of the worst positions possible. It's in between both of the empires currently affected.
Our situation log is updated.
Okay, then. Final machine world, and it's in one of our vassals. Darn it. So what type of weapons do these guys use? And now I'm starting to think maybe I really should have min-maxed, because they are everywhere. They are terrible versus shields. Absolutely awful versus shields. Got ya. At least that's this version. Are there 2 types of ship, or is it just 1 type of ship for the entire... Nope, 2 types of ship, and yep, they are just awful versus shields and have very little point defense. So what I'm doing now is for future creations, since I only have level 1 torpedoes, we're going with this. This is what we're going to be spawning in. So as I make more ships, as we lose ships, we are going with very, very heavy shielding. Most likely I can't afford this. Yes, I can. Fantastic. So that will be the new corvettes. Okay, let me just stop that. The new destroyers, which are really, really heavily shielded, but sadly not doing too much damage since they can't bring missiles to the table. Now, you guys are going to be this, meaning we have, and let's go with medium. We have the advanced strike craft. They aren't seemingly using missiles, so there's not much point in point defense, and certainly not for the scout wings. Then, of course, phase disruptors. We are aiming to ignore as much of their shields and armor as possible. There we are, 2 of these. Now, I'm not sure what would be better here. Perhaps a booster and a shield capacitor? Or just a shield capacitor, I suppose. Don't really want to bother doing the math here. Either way, we are already cheesing this a little bit, so... We'll be in... Well, not really cheesing, we're just going with what every single empire is currently doing, which is trying to create something which will kill the enemy. So what we want is something which doesn't really care about hull. So bonus armor, extra... I mean, proton launchers are cool. Oh, of course, I forgot battleships can do this. Well, that's interesting. So because we're a hive mind, we are immune to the synth infiltration attempts. Of course, since they lacked any kind of connection to the hive mind, identifying their foreign presence was a trivial matter. Yeah, We are all one. We are a single mind. You're not going to be able to pretend to be one of us because we can't see through you. Oh, look at the fleet mobilizing.
Our mining hive is lost.
Stick together. Under no circumstance can you split up. Actually, to be perfectly honest, we are losing some serious space. Remember I just said, like, 2 seconds ago? Maybe some of you should really split up. But no, it's a 400,000 fleet over here. We can't afford to reinforce. Trade deals are awesome because I was about to get broke. Lovely. I was thinking I'd have to stop construction of some ships, but apparently I don't have to quite do that. Okay, let's go into their territory. Hello there. Oh, cannon fire! Look at that! Oh, that was beautiful! I love you, fleet. I love you so much. Once we have 300 minerals, we can use production targets, thankfully. Oh, wait, whoa. Hang on a sec. Let's make sure you are all together, please. Am I looking the wrong way? I need to go to... Oh, I am looking the wrong way. That's weird. Oh, not good. We just spawned right on top of the fleet, and then the main fleet is over here. Only the spinal cannons should be in range at, well, this range. That and the Titans. Did you just not... What on earth was... Oh, this is a construction vehicle. I was going to say, that's really far away from the main group. So the fleet we landed on is already dead thanks to the corvettes. Oh, wow, look at how many Titans we have. You know, I don't even think these guys can teleport away from a fight, so the snare Titans are completely useless here. There are many other things we could have used, but didn't. Corvettes, maybe focus on these guys instead. Corvettes, where are you going? Okay, you're going to the core, but still. Now focus on the fleet? Or this big thing? Oh, big thing's dead. I have no idea when that died. Okay, that wasn't too bad at all. In fact, I would say that was verging on easy. So what I think I've decided is the next playthrough, we're either going to keep this difficulty and make it earlier, because increasing the difficulty any further might just make it laggy because of the amount of ships we might need. But I will definitely want a harder endgame crisis. One more playthrough before the big update. Okay, so there are no enemies here, only the construction vehicles. That's fine, that's no threat to us. Which do I go for next? You guys can't defend yourself at all. You are going to be focused on that soon enough. This is already going into my territory. I'm sorry, vassal, but to say you're on your own isn't exactly false here. We are one fleet down, which has been sent back to begin bombardment process because I accidentally took it away from that. And I am sending the counter fleet over to try and at least stem the tide of the enemies over here. Although it is weaker than any of their fleets, it is literally the hard counter to them, so we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, we have this fight over here, which should go as well as last time, I hope. The amount of bonus damage we have is just insane at the moment. Wasn't quite as united this time, which has not helped out things. Oh, so many corvettes are just being melted. Titans are firing. The destroyers are now in. All of the artillery is being brought to bear. At least most of it. At least the spinal weapons. They are very powerful. Our bees, though, have destroyed that. And down goes that as well. Fantastic. Well done, lads. Okay. Finish off the ground forces. That's great. Now, the weakest of you, stay here and continue bombardment. I don't think they spawn... Wait, do they spawn anything else? I know they do, but how long does it take? If they're being bombarded, do they? That's the real question. Well, I guess we'll find out, because I'm still going to leave the weakest here. If it dies, it dies. And then these guys are going to continue upwards, and hopefully we'll clear this hub over yonder. There's 2 more clusters to deal with, but that's fine. This Federation fleet could actually defend against one of their fleets. I'm impressed. Well done, AI. In which case, do I even need to defend you? Maybe I should just go for this one first. Come back to this later. I mean, we're almost there now, but at the same time, I care more about these, and these have more of a chance of spreading. Hub 1 has been knocked out. Lovely. You can clear up the mess here. I've also just realised I sent in my special fleet to deal with this. After that, you can rendezvous over here. You've just jumped, so you're weakened for the next 60 days. After that, you can test yourselves against these fellows. Wow, yeah, say goodbye to your hull, as everything else stays intact. Oh dear, okay, so we're about to see if our weaker fleet can deal with a much stronger enemy. Why do you have the weakest general? Okay, let's give you a fighting chance, shall we? You there. You go instead. Okay. The spinal weapons have just taken out 3 of their battleships straight away. Lots of lightning. Where are our fighters? Oh, they're all here. I see a few of them. Where are the rest? Okay, 1 second, just turning off that mode. Where are the rest of the fighters? There should be a lot of them. Are they only just now being deployed? I thought they were deployed as soon as the battle started. That's weird. Anyway, continuing. The missiles are now crashing in. It's hard to see with that in the background. I just realised we don't have shields, do we? I thought a neutron... No, a neutron star removes sublight speed. Okay, sorry. Lots of pausing. My fault. As opposed to the fault of the person watching me play. Disruptor's now in range. We are Thor. Lots of lightning. Or Zeus. There are all the fighters. Where have you guys go? Fighters. Fighters also ignore shields. That's why we are using them. I think I broke through our corvettes. Yep, they're going right for our battleships now. Thankfully, our fighters are still being released. And the fighters don't really mind how close they are to the battleships because they have their own tracking, etc. Okay, we won. How much do we lose? Not as much as I first thought. 6 destroyers, 6 corvettes, 3 cruisers, 1 battleship. That was it. That was nice. That was really nice. Behold the power of countering. Now imagine if my main fleet up here were all like that. Apparently I didn't need my fleet here. Yeah, they can easily handle themselves. Well done, lads. Okay then. We continue forwards. Apparently, unneeded. Number 3 is now down thanks to the Federation. Did I mention I love cannons? Because I just really love cannons in this game. I don't mind that they're not considered one of the best. I really don't, because they just look so awesome. Almost killed that shot there. That enemy there with that one shot. I can word. It's very, very late right now. This is the longest playthrough thus far. By a long shot because of all the micromanagement and pausing early on. Editing this is going to be bizarre. If this is less than 3 hours, I'll be amazed. And somewhat impressed by my own editing skills. Are there any fleets still available? Nope, only... Oh, no, there is one. We could just stay here and bombard. No, just leave enough to protect. We already have the counter fleet back at the base. These 4 will be more than enough. The rest of you, get over here and rendezvous with our other forces. Well, that's not good. They are really powerful and you need to counter them. Wow. So we just lost all of our forces which were here. Thankfully, we did destroy the planet first. But they are now able to expand again. That's fine though, honestly. They'll expand incredibly slowly. As long as we can deal with this planet, we'll then have their homeworld exposed. As soon as we destroy the homeworld, all of them will disappear anyway. I'm now creating more of the anti-them fleets anyway. The fighters go miles away, don't they? I guess it's because they're attached to a fleet with a Titan. So that Titan is causing the combat to happen way earlier, and then the strikers just do this. It's odd, but still. Still love cannons more than anything else. Come on, tiny little fighters, get in there. They're so hard to see. This is the last of the regular hubs. After this, we'll be going after the homeworld. The heart of the contingency has been revealed. Where? Where exactly is that? Aha! Why always my territory? Admittedly, I do own a lot of territory, but still. Now you, I'm fairly certain, have loads of hull. Okay, my cannons are suddenly great again. How about these little fellows? Yep, my cannons are great. Everyone stay as you are. You're perfect just the way you are. Everyone get your butts over here. Suddenly wish I had a bit more point defense, because these fellows have seeker drones. Also, they can fight us all the way from there, really? Are even our Titans not in range? No, no, the Titans definitely in range, okay. Love the Titans. There goes the cannon fire. All of our drones are doing this weird dance of going over here and then coming back around to fight. Oh, those cannons are so brutal here. Remember, the cannons do bonus hull damage. It's anti-shield and anti-hull, but worse against armor. These fellows are almost all hull. There's some cool weapons themselves. Has that killed our fellow? Yep, that's totally down one of our battleships. Suddenly wish I had a few more cannons in our group. Almost all of them are in range now. Thankfully, the missiles do bonus hull damage as well, so the converted fleet still has some bonus. And there we are, really. Just need to bombard the planet, and we have won. Still, not as straightforward as I thought in terms of victory. If we had less time, or it was a bit stronger, that would have been a real threat. Like a serious real threat. A really real threat. The end of the contingency. There we are. We have defeated the endgame crisis, and thus we are victorious in this playthrough. Next time, and there will be a next time, hopefully before the next expansion, I will be upping the difficulty further, so feel free to tell me exactly how you would like me to do that, and what empire you would like me to play. I'm considering going with a fanatic, xenophobe, authoritarian kind of run, massively focused around domination, but also a bit of supremacy. That should be a good mix of economy and science, hopefully, since you can have a syncretic evolution. I can't remember exactly how to phrase that, or word that, sorry, but it's when you have an alternate species also on your home planet, which is essentially a slave species straight away. That's very powerful and honestly quite a fun way to play the game. There's lots of other stuff I want to test out, so tell me below. Maybe even just a retread of one of the empires I've already played. So, With that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. This is by far the longest playthrough so far of this series, and it was still a load of fun, just a little bit too easy at the very end. Although we did lose most of our fleet, with how much money we're making, we could have easily made more shipyards and replenished. Earlier crisis, stronger crisis, both. We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Grand Admiral is defeated.